Hi, this is Viviana Fimbres, and this is my presentation on the lesson Online Misinformation Lateral Reading. This has been designed for a 7th grade online class, and this presentation has been organized in two categories. So I will begin with the PowerPoint that will be provided to instructors, and at the end of the PowerPoint, I will discuss future plans for this lesson. And then I will go over the design plan document with you, and I will point out the changes I have made to it with the help of the peer review that I have obtained. So this lesson, it has been broken up into 2 days, but it can be extended to 3 days if needed. Day one, I have approximated 75 minutes. Day one begins with the learning objectives, where students will be able to identify who is behind the information with 80% accuracy for each of the readings provided. They will also be able to confirm information using at least one fact-checking organization, and they will also be able to use vocabulary words with 80% accuracy. So we begin day one with a pre-assessment, which is in Google Classroom. Students will log in to Google Classroom, find the pre-assessment, work on it on their own, and then prepare for the class discussion. And let me show you what this pre-assessment looks like. So the pre-assessment has 2 Facebook posts, and students are to identify the more trustworthy post, and then they give me a short answer to why they think that post is more trustworthy. So after they complete that assignment, they come back as a class in Zoom, and they can talk about how you can tell who is behind the information that has been provided by the post. After that, we go move on to the vocabulary words, and as a class, we match the correct vocabulary word with its meaning, and this can be done via Zoom. Students can say number 1 matches with B, for example, and everyone can participate using the chat on Zoom. Then we move on to the introduction to lateral reading. So this is where the teacher would talk about the fact-checking organizations, how we can use them, and explain a little bit about their functions. The teacher will also provide an example, and in this case, they will look at this news headline and figure out if it is a reliable headline. So we can use one of those fact-checking organizations to see if Real News Right Now is a reliable source. Then students will be able to practice lateral reading with fact-checking organizations on their own. So again, they go to Google Classroom, they select the practice, they complete it with their group. Usually groups of 3 would be the best, and then they prepare for the class discussion. And the lateral reading with fact-checking organization looks something like this. So it takes them directly to this document where they write down their group number and they can enter in their responses. So once they're done, as a class, they can answer these 2 questions. And then the homework is explained to them. They will visit the blog on this page, Online Misinformation. They will watch a video on Wikipedia, and then they will answer this question. So this is what the blog looks like. So here is the video that they will get to watch, and then they can complete the homework assignment. And then there's extra information if they want to continue reading. So the next day, which may be the following day, or it could be a week away, depending on how the class is set up. It's also about 75 minutes long. We start with the learning objectives. And in this case, students will be able to use click restraint strategies to find reliable information using a search engine. Then they will be able to analyze the evidence provided by using the reverse image search strategy. And we want them to be able to complete this effectively 80% of the time. And again, we will review vocabulary words. So we begin with what is the evidence. This is a pre-assessment, and they log into Google Classroom, they click on the pre-assessment, and then they get ready to discuss that information with the class. This is what that activity looks like. I did make a little bit of changes to this one based on some peer feedback that I received. Tried to clean it up a little, made it easier for students to provide a response. So once they're finished with that, they come back, and as a class, we discuss, did that post have strong evidence? Why or why not? Then we move on to the vocabulary review. And this one is going to be completed using quizzes. There's about 9 questions. So students will be completing these in groups. So the score is determined by how many people in the group have the correct answer. And I think that's very important for them to feel like, oh, I'm part of this group. I want to make sure that I get the correct answer. So they're provided a game code, and then, of course, we want them to try their best. Once they're finished with the review, the vocabulary review, they can review what lateral reading is, which has been discussed during the first day. And so they will be breaking up into groups of 3 using the Zoom meeting, and then they will come back and then share with what they discuss in their groups as a class. When we're finished with that, students will be able to listen to the lecture for click restraints, and the teacher will talk about what's important about noticing when you're conducting a search. For example, taking into consideration the title, looking at the URL, and making sure that they read the description for each site that they get in the search results. Then they get to practice on their own. They log into Google Classroom, they complete this activity on their own, and then they prepare to state their results as a whole class. So it looks like this. There's description of the activity. They get to fill in this chart, and there's some guiding questions there for them. This slide is for the teacher to model how to use reverse image search strategy. So they will go to this link. The teacher would show how to use search Google for image, and then they find out where the image came from. Was there an original? What else has been said about that picture? And then the students will get to do the same thing on their own using this picture. So they are provided a link, and they complete the same steps that the teacher has completed. And of course, we discuss it again. Before the lesson is over, vertical reading and lateral reading are discussed one more time. So using this website, Against Malaria Foundation, the teacher demonstrates how vertical reading doesn't really provide enough information, and students are asked to use lateral reading to determine the trustworthiness of this website. So again, they go to Google Classroom, they review the website, they click on the website to see it, and then they answer the question here, and then they can see the answers that all their peers have been answering. So what comes after this depends on how students do. So we can reteach the strategies covered, or we can come up with new strategies. I would love to go over video evaluations. That's something that I really wanted to do for this activity, but we didn't have enough time. Or they can have an activity on news versus opinion, or they can verify claims on social media. Another extension would be a board game that I had originally planned, but decided to take it out to be able to cover more information on using images and using search results. So now we can move on to the design plan document, and I can talk about the changes that I have made. So to my title, I added lateral reading, since I noticed that when I was looking at online misinformation, I was focusing just on lateral reading. Then the overview, I added a little bit more about what the lesson is about. So I added the Facebook post, the news headlines, the search engines and websites. I didn't make any changes to the needs analysis, but I knew that misinformation is very important for this group age, since a lot of students get their phones when they're in middle school. I like to add prerequisites, and that's usually for instructors to know the norms that need to be set up before time, or the tools that students need to have experience with before we start the lesson. I added more specific instructional goals thanks to the feedback that I received. I also rewrote my learning objectives. I actually added more. I added something that was measurable and something that I could For the learning objectives, I added the condition and measurement. Since both of my peer reviews made me aware that I had missed that, so I was very thankful for that. I added the condition and how I would be measuring. Instructional content, I also added a little bit more to make it more specific to what's going on in the lesson. I also added materials required. So I had the PowerPoint, Google Classroom, quizzes, Wix, and Zoom. In the events of instruction, I added links. I know my peer review was having difficulties finding my artifacts, so this made it easier to add that in there. And then I also added a little bit more details to what the teacher is completing during the lesson. So the context and setting pretty much stay the same. My technology overview, I just discussed what I talked about, why I use those tools. The course map is just a way for us to see what's going on. And then I talk a little bit of the changes I have made and the future additions which I have already covered. Thank you. I enjoyed making this presentation for all of you.